Alright guys, my name is Lauren. I'm here back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about my disability, kind of explain how it affects me and how I got it and everything. So first I want to start with my cerebral palsy, because I had that all my life. Well, I knowingly had that all my life. And I mean, I always have had to do things differently. But so how I ended up with cerebral palsy is I was a healthy baby when my mom was pregnant with me, but when she went into labor, it took too long and I lost oxygen, which affected me, obviously, because I got cerebral palsy from it. I had to be in the NICU for a week, and then yeah, so I don't think they realized I had cerebral palsy until later on when I started showing signs like crawling. I would only crawl with one arm, and my left side didn't move like most babies do. But I mean, when people ask me about it, I can't really tell people how exactly what's difficult for me until it's in the moment. As an example, I went to feed my son one day solid foods, and I couldn't open up the baby jar, and my boyfriend wasn't here. I was all alone, and I couldn't do it with one hand because the container was too small. So I had to come up with ways to open it, and the only way I could think of is with a butter knife. I had to stick up, kind of fill between the lid and the jar, and after about 5 minutes, I am able to open it. So that's kind of like example of things that happen in a situation for me. As for my epilepsy, I didn't know I had seizures until 2005. I was in James Avery, and I just finished up lunch from Taco Bell, and they have that high C drink, the Red 40, and I drank that about 30 minutes before I went into James Avery, and it was Father's Day weekend, so I was buying gifts for both my dad and my stepdad, and all of a sudden I went to the restroom and my eyes, I think, went to the left. I don't remember that part, but both of my eyes went to the left, so it was a partial seizure, and I didn't know what was happening, and my brother came and checked on me, and I immediately told him to go get my mom because I was kind of freaked out, and she immediately sat me down right after my seizure passed, and we went to the Dell Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas, where they started running tests. And then once they did that, I was put on lamotrigine, which worked. It actually, I actually got off of it in, I think, high school or the middle of high school, and that was because my doctor said since I didn't have seizures since 2005, I was able to get off my medication. I was kind of weary about it. I didn't really want to get off my medication because I was kind of scared. But sure enough, I mean, I was fine for a while until 2014 hit. And that's whenever I started having reoccurring seizures. And they put me on Keppra. And Keppra doesn't work. It's a bigger pill, so it doesn't digest in my system, so it doesn't work. So through those years, it kind of went from a monthly seizure to like a couple weeks, then to days. And the doctors I talked to, when it first started happening, they didn't really want me to go back on Lamotrigine. I guess it's because whenever I get pregnant, whenever women get pregnant on the pill, I think I mentioned this in my other video, but there's more of a risk for your child to develop a cleft lip on this Lamotrigine, on this medication called Lamotrigine or Lamictal. They're both the same. And so finally, after a lot of begging, 2016, after 2 years of seizures, 2016 hit, and somebody finally listened to me, and I was put on Lamotrigine again. And then I didn't have a seizure for a while. I had one last year in late February, early March, and that was just because I was pregnant with my son and I wasn't on the right dose of Lamotrigine to support not just me, but for my child growing inside of me. So I did have 2 seizures, but other than that, I'm seizure free. So that is my story of my cerebral palsy and my epilepsy. I do want to kind of check back in later on this evening and show you a tutorial on how I do change my son's diaper with one hand. I will also try to upload a video of how I do my hairs and different hairstyles with one hand. I'm kind of just building that playlist on my disabilities, and then showing you other content alongside with that. So, well, I don't want to close this out right now, but I'll check back in with you guys later on this evening when my son wakes up, and I will do that tutorial for you guys. Alright. Joy to you and me, you and me, you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Alright. Oh, you're doing it? Alright. So, guys, I am back doing a tutorial on how to change my son's diaper. And so basically what I do is I slip this diaper underneath him, I unstrap this, I pull this through, then I grab a wipey, I go that, I wipe it, and then I try to put the diaper between his legs, and I gotta make sure that it's even. Alright. And when he acts like this, I go, joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. And usually that helps calm him down because he starts kicking, and it really makes things more difficult for me. And so I kind of look at the diaper and see where it's strapped, because sometimes it looks too tight, so I want to even it out and make sure everything looks good. And then I find the underneath, and then I just clip it. And the last clip right there, and that is how I change his diaper. I pick him up and then I snuggle him. So I thought about things that I wanted to tell you my triggers for my seizure. I forgot to mention those earlier. Why I mentioned red 40 is because red dye is actually not good for any of us. It could be any of our triggers without knowing it. So that's why I had that seizure the first time that I remember. And then I have lack of sleep. If I don't sleep enough, that can trigger a seizure. So that's something I really have to balance with the baby. And then dehydration. I have to drink water always. So those are the triggers that that come out, like, that are on the top of my head. That were on top of my head. And yeah, I just wanted to mention those. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!